Hello and welcome once again to 9Honey's Everyday Kitchen. I'm Jane DeGraff and today we're making one of my favourite snacks of all time, and that is bliss balls. Now this is a great snack to have on hand because you can make them ahead, keep them in an airtight container, fill lunch boxes with them, grab them whenever you need them. And the recipe I want to show you today is a great starting point for a bliss ball that you can flavour a bunch of different ways. And that is oat, apple and date bliss balls rolled in coconut. So I'm going to make that as our base recipe, and then I'm going to take half of it out and flavour it with some raspberries and some chocolate, roll that in coconut, and we'll end up with a lamington flavoured bliss ball. Are you ready? Okay, let's make our base recipe. What I have here is 2 cups of rolled oats. You can use quick oats as well, but I like the texture that the rolled oats give it. To that, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of dried apple. I love dried apple. It's lovely and sweet without adding any extra sugar. And then we've got 8 medjool dates here. Now you can use normal dates as well, but they're a little bit drier, so you might need a couple more. Just have a look at the texture as you go. Then we're going to add 1/4 cup of desiccated coconut. And last but not least, we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. And we've got some extra here just in case it's too dry, because it really depends on the ratios of ingredients in there, how wet your dates are, how wet your apple is. So we've got some water on hand should we need to add some more. Now we're just going to blitz that all up, so excuse me while I make some noise. Okay, that's coming together quite nicely, but what I want to do now is scrape down the sides, make sure everything's mixing through, and check to see if it's starting to stick together, because if it's not, then we'll need to add some more water. So let's have a look. Not quite sticky enough for my liking, so we're going to pop the lid back on, pour in a little bit more water and give it another blitz until it's really sticking together so that we can roll it into balls. Here we go. Right, that looks like it's coming together to me. Let's have a look. Ah, yes, that's sticking together very nicely. So what I'm going to do now is take half of that out, and I'm going to flavour the rest of it a slightly different way. So now back into our food processor, I'm going to add some raspberries. I've got dried raspberries here. You can get those at the supermarket these days, but you can use any berries you like. Dried blueberries as well are available. And I'm going to put in some of our cocoa powder. All right, blitz it again. Let's have a look. That looks pretty good to me. Now all we have to do is roll them and decorate them. Okay, so here are our 2 bliss ball mixtures. This is our apple, oat and date mixture, and this is the same mixture flavoured with cocoa and raspberries. And all I'm going to do now is decorate those. You can roll those straight in some desiccated coconut if that's what you've got on hand, but I've coloured and flavoured my coconut using a bit of green tea powder and a bit of raspberry powder, which you can get from supermarkets and health food stores. It's not necessary, but it does look very, very pretty. So here we go. All we're going to do now is grab some of our bliss ball mixture, roll it into a ball the size that we like. About the size of a large marble is usually a pretty good size. You don't want too big a mouthful with these. And then we roll it in our coconut. Oh, I do love a good bliss ball. And then pop it on a plate. Now I'll show you what the chocolate one looks like as well. And I love this because this is a real lamington flavour, this one, with its chocolate and raspberry and coconut all through it. It even smells like a lamington. The other thing you can do is keep a bowl of water next to you. If you're finding that they're a bit too sticky or you want them to come away from your hands more easily, you can dip your hands in the water. But there we go, there's our chocolate and raspberry. In it goes into our raspberry and coconut. Ah, yes. So delicious. There we go. So that's the start of our process. The other thing I want to show you is if you do have the raspberry powder or the matcha powder, you can, if you're feeling very adventurous, do a layer of that first as well. So here we go. But be warned, these flavours are strong. So it's good just to do 1 or 2 for effect and then have the rest of them rolled in the coconut mix. Here we go. Look at that. Now, my job is to roll all my bliss balls. And ta-da! We have our mountain of beautiful bliss balls, and you can see I changed up the outsides a little bit because I like to mix some coconut here, mix some green tea powder there. Thank you so much for joining me for 9Honey's Everyday Kitchen. I really hope you try a bliss ball recipe today. And this one, which didn't fit on the stack, is for me. I will see you next time.